Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped, something clicked.
I wasn't expecting that either.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny, I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things, of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
So, we're wanting to talk to a part named Zena. And how's your connection with her right now?
Good.
Yeah?
Well,
You've done a lot of check-ins ever since we first talked, so I know you've formed strong relationships there. Is there anything that this part wants to let us know right off the bat?
okay. She thinks that she's still in danger. She's there's danger, they're coming.
Okay. And what are the how do you feel when you hear that from her?
I guess I feel empathy, compassion.
Okay.
For her.
Mm-hmm.
A little scared.
Scared with her, scared about the danger that she's warning you of, or what?
I think with her.
And is there anything else that she wants you to know?
I don't think so.
You say you don't think so?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. What is, how are you seeing her right now? And what kind of environment? And what's your proximity
see her in a safe place. She's laying on the couch, and I'm close, like a foot or two away from her face. Like I'm leaning over, checking on.
Okay. And when she talks about there being danger, in the past, you've talked about the tiger, you've talked about what that represents. Do you feel like you understand that the message that she's giving you?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're able to show her that compassion and curiosity and understanding?
I feel like she's relieved that I understand.
Yeah. Maybe try asking her, and we might have done this before, how old she thinks you are.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's 15.
Mm-hmm. So go ahead and update her on your real age and your progress you've made since 15.
She's really glad to know that I'm older.
Yeah.
And stronger.
So let me know how you feel about this, but you may try asking her why 15 and what was going on at that time, just from a place of curiosity and listening.
I feel like she was saying that's when I had to get tough. I moved a lot when I was a kid, and we moved when I was 15, and I had like my first boyfriend at the time, and you know, I think like I didn't realize at the time, but like I think I was in love with him.
Yeah.
Because I dreamed about him for like 20 years.
Wow.
After, but it was, I lived in this town where my mom was actually like, she was in education, and I wasn't allowed to tell people that we were moving. Because it would have affected her job, and it was a very small town. And, she worked at the school that I went to, and so I had to lie to my boyfriend and to my friends, and then they all got upset with me, and it was kind of a traumatic situation because I'd actually felt like I found, you know, a group of people that were my friends, and you know, I was kind of happy there.
Yeah.
And it was just, I never lived in like a really tiny town, and it was fun because there wasn't anything to do, so we kind of had to make our own fun.
Yeah.
And then leaving, it was, you know, it didn't end well, and I felt very alone and abandoned, even though I was the one leaving. And then starting over again. I don't know.
Yeah, that all sounds like really hard. I mean, even if the story was simply that you fell in love at 15, that alone is I won't use the word hard, but it's a life-changing event, you know. Clearly had a major impact on you.
I think it was the first time I felt safe.
Oh. Yeah.
So I remember, like, I'll never forget sitting in the school bus and we were going to some, I don't know, game or something, and he had his arm around me, and the way he was holding me, like, I could tell that he loved me and that he would protect me. You know, I just felt really, like that moment kind of encapsulated. I just felt really safe.
Yeah. So
probably,
go ahead.
I was gonna say probably why then I continued to like chase that feeling with men for the next, you know, few decades.
Yeah. So I guess, you know, let this part know that you're able to go back there in time in your mind and re-experience that, and you see it and you feel it, and you it sounds like you recognize, at least to me, how powerful all of that was. I mean, for you to dream about it for 20 years. So just do what you can to show this part your understanding of that time and how momentous it was and how challenging it must have been. And ask it if there's anything else it wants to show you around that time.
Am I still talking to the?
Yes, the part that's looking. Mm-hmm.
It came up that I had a best friend from that time, and I think she was the only one still talking to me when I moved. And a few months after I left, I visited and basically found out she had moved on. Like, she had had sex for the first time and didn't tell me, and like everyone else knew. I just remember being around her and the other girls that like they had all moved on, and I was no longer. It just felt like even my best friend had moved on, and we weren't best friends anymore.
Yeah.
And I think she was the first real best friend I'd ever had.
Yeah. So, ask this part if there are other parts that it's protecting. Parts that might be stuck in chaotic times.
Well, the time that comes to mind is a more recent.
Mm-hmm.
It's the time that I mentioned a few years ago, like 2017, when I was with a group of people and actually fell in love. Even though I've been married twice, it was like that was the second time that I really fell in love, I think. Kind of almost like a repeat of the situation where I felt like, oh, I found my people. It's actually very similar to the middle school, situation where I was like having fun and free.
And that's how you felt. And that's how you felt when you were 15?
Yeah.
For a little while, yeah. And is this part 15? Is this a 15-year-old part that's on guard? Or is it more like a protector of a 15-year-old part, or not that it has to be one or the other or either?
Okay. Yeah, she could be 15. I mean, she's grown, like, height-wise. I think I stopped growing at like 13 or somewhere around there. So, yeah, she could be 15, between like 13 and 15. What was the other question?
Well, I'm just trying to understand if this is a part that's protecting other parts. Sometimes it's a little more cut and dry when you have a baby and you have the grown protectors, and then when you have the teenager parts, it's more confusing. I mean, they're in that in between stage where they're protecting and they're still children. They're still so.
Yeah, it kind of does feel like both. Like she is definitely trying to protect other parts, but also herself, I guess.
Yeah. And so what is she worried about happening if she doesn't stay on guard?
I think that people are gonna hurt her and the other parts, the part that is like free and happy.
Yeah.
She's worried that part's gonna go or stay in hiding.
Yeah. And so, can you just show her some appreciation for that intention to protect that part of you that is free and creative and loving?
Yeah, the word abandon keeps coming to mind. She doesn't want us to get abandoned. She's worried.
Yeah.
I mean, intellectually, I'm like, well, I've kind of, I guess at my age, I've kind of realized that happens and not as quick to let people in my life. I don't know. I guess I'm intellectualizing.
Sure. It's okay. But yeah, I mean, there was abandonment at that age. You felt abandoned by your friends. Your friend didn't tell you about her life moving on, and you had to get tough and go somewhere else. Yeah. And you had finally met someone that made you feel safe. And it's really hard to lose all that.
Yeah.
So ask her if she feels like you understand that, or if there's more that she wants to show you about that abandonment or anything else.
Okay. Yeah, she thinks I understand, and I think she's kind of showing me that with the friends, that it was like my way of kind of creating my own family, since my family of origin or whatever wasn't a place that was safe or loving.
Yeah, and that's really, it's sad that anybody should have to do that. So, in that kind of unburdening process that we did with the younger part, you went back into that time and you were with her in a way that she needed you.
Yeah.
So if you were to go back now and be with this part and be there to weather this storm of falling in love, of being abandoned, of having to get tough, of having to create your own family. Just can you see yourself going back and providing some of that for her?
Yeah.
And how is that?
It's good. It reminded me of a song I wrote recently, and from inspired by a moment when I was feeling sad, a little before 15, when I had actually first moved to that small town, and there was a mean girl. My mom was comforting me, and like I had my head in her lap, and she would say, "Well, you've always got me." And at that age, I was like, "Okay, whatever, thanks."
Yeah.
But like that's the title of the song, "You've Always Got Me," and so that kind of, it's like expanding that moment of being comforted and held.
Yeah. And how is she reacting? Does she have that same whatever, thanks?
The same what?
You said, okay, whatever, thanks. Kind of dismissive of that comfort. But when you see yourself providing that for her, how does she react?
Good. She likes it. And she feels comforted. And she can relax.
Yeah. And ask her if she's ready to leave that time and come with you to a different time, a different place.
Yes.
Yeah. To show her some options, or let her pick.
she wants to go to the safe place.
Yeah, so go ahead and take her there and just let her know that she doesn't have to go back. She doesn't have to go back to that place where that abandonment is on her to manage, and being forced to be dishonest to people and all of that. She doesn't have to go back there.
Okay. She likes it.
Good. And then ask if she's ready to unload some of those feelings. And where is she carrying them in her body?
Yeah, she's ready. I think like the neck and shoulders, and chest.
Okay. And how would she like to give up those feelings? Would she like to give them up to the wind, to fire, to water? Would she like to dance them away? How would she like to?
To the wind.
Wind?
Yeah.
How's that look?
Like screaming.
Yeah. So go to a place with her where she can do that.
Okay.
And let her do it until it's all out.
Okay.
And is there any other part that you would like, or that would be okay with her to invite to witness the work that you've done? I'm thinking of the busy part, for one.
Yeah, the restraint part.
Yeah. Just see how they all react to this. And make sure to always just give them opportunities if they would like a different role. If this part that's unburdened wants to go somewhere else, wants a new role, you can make that happen. If the busy part, if the free part wants a new role, you can make that happen.
I think this part wants to take care of the baby.
And what do you think about that? How do you feel about that?
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want her to be, I don't know, I guess I'm thinking about a real baby and how much
Sure.
time and energy. Like, I don't want her to just check out.
Yeah.
And, get lost in a job.
Yeah.
I like seeing her hold the baby.
Yeah. So she can take on as much as she wants to, if it's good for her. And anytime she wants to hand it back, you're ready for that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just let her know.
She likes that.
Were there any other parts that have any comments or concerns about the work that you did today?
The screen part.
Yeah.
Likes it and is impressed.
Yeah. It's impressive. And hopefully you'll be able to do even more of your creative work and your loving work in the world. How do you see yourself checking in the future with these parts?
Maybe I'll set a timer, like just 5 minutes. Sometimes that helps if I know there's a time limit that I can be more present.
Yeah. Makes sense. Was there a good way to end that you can think of, or?
I don't know. I feel good.
Yeah, you sound good.
Thank you.
And I don't want to disturb your peaceful place by, insisting on a debrief and feedback and all that kind of stuff. So I'll leave it up to you. If you want to talk more, if you want to say goodbye now, it's fine.
Yeah, I think I'm good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been really nice talking with you today.
Yeah, you too.
I hope to talk with you soon.
All right, have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Zikri, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows, that might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube, and they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.